You know that feeling, right? You open a drawer to grab a beautiful silver spoon or a piece of jewelry you love, and what happened? It's all dark, dull, and just sad. It's super common, but what's actually going on? Well, today we're diving into the pretty cool chemistry behind that tarnish, and I'll show you a little bit of kitchen alchemy that can bring all that shine right back. And here it is. The problem on the left and the promise on the right. That familiar, kind of disappointing sight of tarnished silver next to its true self, all bright and gleaming. The change is so dramatic, but I promise you, it is not magic, it's science. So the question is, how do we get from that gloomy before to that brilliant after without, ruining the silver in the process? Okay, this is where our little investigation really kicks off. What in the world is this dark coating? Is it just dirt? Some kind of rot? And where does it even come from? It honestly feels like it just appears out of thin air. But the answer? It's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's literally in the air we breathe.
So, it is time. Let's pull back the curtain on Silverz's dark little secret. We're about to unmask the culprit.
Okay, so first things first. Let's get one thing straight. Tarnish is not just a layer of grime that you need to scrub off, and your silver isn't decaying or falling apart. Nope. What you're actually seeing is the evidence of a chemical reaction happening right on the surface of the metal.
And here is the name of our villain, silver sulfide, or, if you want to get technical, Ag2S. This is a totally new substance that gets created when the silver atoms on your spoon decide to team up and bond with sulfur from the environment. That dark, dull layer, that is silver sulfide. So you might be thinking, okay, sulfur, where am I getting all this sulfur from? Turns out, it's pretty much everywhere. There are tiny amounts of it in the air, especially from pollutants. It's in a bunch of foods we eat, like eggs and onions. It's even in stuff around your house, like wool blankets or rubber bands. Basically, silver is constantly being exposed to its chemical partner in crime. But here is the really cool part. Just as chemistry creates the problem, chemistry also gives us a super elegant solution. So let's head into the kitchen for a quick lesson in alchemy. We're going to run an experiment to get that brilliant shine back. And when it comes to tarnish, you've basically got two paths. You could grab an abrasive polish, but that stuff physically scrapes off the silver sulfide, and it also scrapes off a tiny, tiny layer of your actual silver with it. Do that enough times and you can actually wear down your stuff. The second path, though, the chemical reaction, is way smarter. It doesn't remove anything at all. It actually converts the tarnish back into pure silver. And this is how easy it is to do at home. You just line a regular bowl with some aluminum foil, make sure the shiny side is up, then add some hot water and a spoonful of baking soda. That gets the whole process going. Then just put your silver item in so it's touching the foil, wait a few minutes, then you just carefully take it out, give it a quick rinse and dry it off. Seriously, that's it. But why on earth does that simple little recipe work so well? It feels like magic, but it's not. Let's peel back that final layer and get into the really cool science behind the sparkle. Okay, so let's reset the scene. We start with our problem, right? The piece of silver is covered in that layer of silver sulfide. Its silver atoms are all chemically bonded to sulfur atoms. They're stuck together. Now we introduce the hero of our story, the aluminum foil. It turns out aluminum is just, well, it's more chemically attractive to sulfur than silver is. You can almost think of it like a dance. The sulfur atom is dancing with the silver atom, but then it looks across the room and sees the aluminum atom and thinks, wow, now that's who I'd rather be dancing with. And that hot water and baking soda solution, it's not just there for fun, it creates the perfect environment. It's like a bridge, or maybe the dance floor itself. It gives the sulfur atoms the freedom to let go of the silver atoms, travel across that bridge, and go bond with the much more attractive aluminum foil instead.
And the result of this big chemical swap? Well, once all those sulfur atoms have switched partners, the silver atoms on your item are single again. They're free from the sulfur, which means you are left with a surface of nothing but pure, shining silver. Ta-da!
So this means the tarnish didn't just disappear. In chemistry, stuff never just vanishes. It simply moved. It left the silver and hopped over to the aluminum foil, where it's now a new compound called aluminum sulfide. We didn't eliminate the problem, we just transferred it somewhere else. And there you have it. We've literally followed the entire journey from a dull, tarnished object all the way back to a brilliant treasure. And we did it just by understanding, and then reversing, a simple chemical reaction. So let's do a quick recap. What are the big things to remember? 1. Tarnish is not dirt. It's a chemical compound called silver sulfide. 2. You can easily reverse this reaction at home with stuff you already have, foil and baking soda. 3. And this is the big one. This method restores your silver. It doesn't scrape bits of it away. And finally, what looks like magic in your kitchen is actually just really cool, totally predictable chemistry.
You know, Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious." And it's funny, sometimes the biggest mysteries aren't way out in space, but they're right here, in our homes, in something as simple as the transformation of a silver spoon.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other little bits of everyday magic that we just take for granted are actually incredible science just waiting for us to get curious about them? Look around. You might just find your next big question. Thanks for tuning in.